What quality men want in a woman. And he'll probably never admit to number 5. Hey there, everybody. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what quality men want in a woman. One of the things that I hear all the time when I do coaching with women is that they're looking for quality men. Well, if you're looking for a quality man, you need to know what a quality man is looking for in a woman. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Hey everybody, I am Kevin Anthony here for Magnetize Your Man. I am a certified sexologist and the host of the Love Lab podcast. And for over a decade, I have been helping men, women, and couples identify the patterns and behaviors that are sabotaging their relationships and sex life. All right, here we go. So number 1, obviously, she needs to be attractive physically to him. That's pretty much an obvious one. Now, of course, a lot of times people say, oh, well, it's not about physical attraction. Ultimately, long-term down the road, that is correct, but it is also the first thing that generally attracts us to somebody. So, being physically attractive to him is something that he's looking for. So, of course, that's going to vary based on, age, what generation maybe, you were born in, your core values in life. So it doesn't mean you have to fit a particular mold, like everybody has to look like, blonde, skinny supermodel or anything like that. It just means that you need to be attractive to him. So, think about what the type of man you would like to date. What would he consider physically attractive? Number 2, a quality man is looking for a feminine woman. He's looking for polarity in his relationship. And if he is a quality man, he should be firmly rooted in his masculinity. And therefore, he would be looking for a woman who is very much in her feminine energy as well. And that's going to create that polarity that really is essential for successful relationships. Number 3, she takes good care of herself. Now remember, a quality man is going to be taking good care of himself too. So he's going to dress well, he's going to groom, and he's going to, place some importance on that. And therefore, he's also going to be looking for a woman who does the same thing. Now, again, this doesn't mean that you have to spend all day doing your hair, doing your makeup, and all of that. But it does mean that he wants to know that you are taking care of yourself. And taking care of yourself means you exercise, you eat good food, you sleep enough, you drink enough water. Like, he's looking for somebody that shares, the high level and standards that he holds for himself. And again, it has to do with, shared values. A good quality man is going to have those things as values for himself. And so he's going to be looking for a woman that shares those values. Number 4, he is looking for a woman who is emotionally mature. So again, a quality man has taken the time to do the work, right? Get in touch with his emotions, learn how to control them in a healthy, positive way. He's learned at least a certain level of mastery over his emotions, and therefore he's going to be looking for a woman who has also done some of the work, that she is aware of her emotions. Now, he's not looking for her to handle her emotions the same way he does. He's just looking for her to have some maturity around her emotions. And for a woman, that looks like recognizing when you're in a particular emotional state. Realizing that, maybe that emotional state has to do with a fluctuation in hormones. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it has to do with something else entirely. Doesn't really matter. The point is she's aware. She has the awareness to say, okay, I'm feeling this way and I'm feeling this way because, right? As opposed to just feeling a certain way, not knowing why, and then taking it out on him and saying it's all his fault or this or that. He wants to know that she is emotionally mature. And if she is, having an emotional reaction to something, she's not flying off the handle and being crazy and erratic. She's saying, okay, here's something that, is up for me. Here's an emotion that I'm having, and let's sit down and have an emotionally mature conversation about it. Please make sure that you go check out our free quiz at polarityquiz.com if you're wondering whether or not you have polarity in your relationship, or if some of the problems you've had in past relationships were due to polarity issues. You can find out by taking our free quiz at polarityquiz.com. All right, and number 5, here's the one that he probably won't admit. Quality man is looking for a woman who is hormonally stable. Now, I have to qualify that, because as a woman, it is totally natural and normal for your hormones to be fluctuating. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody is asking you to be steady and the same all the time, much like we generally are as men. That's not what we're saying here. With hormonally stable, we just mean not having really huge, crazy fluctuations. And, this changes again, depending on where you're at, in your age, in your cycle. Are you in perimenopause? Are you menopause? Right? So all that is going to vary. But what I really wanted to share here is if you're having challenges outside the normal variation and range of female hormones, a quality man is going to be looking for a woman who is taking action on that. And there are things that you can do. If you know that you're struggling with your hormones, you can, see a qualified doctor. You can potentially go on hormone replacement therapy. You can make changes to your diet. You can exercise more. There are things that you can do to help stabilize that out so that it's not so erratic. And that's really all he's looking for, is that you're doing whatever you can do to stabilize that and be as, sort of hormonally stable as possible. And the reason why men don't really want to admit that is because, it's that classic thing. Honey, I think that's just your hormones. And she smacks him upside the head. Don't tell me it's my hormones, right? And, there is something to that. So from the man's perspective, you shouldn't be blaming, any discord that you have. Oh, it's just her hormones, crazy woman, because that's not necessarily true. And at the same time, ladies, we just have to be aware that as life changes and we go through changes, that hormones can play a factor. But you don't have to suffer with it. There are things that you can do. All right, number 6. A quality man is looking for a woman who loves sex and is good in bed. Now again, a quality man has taken the time to master his own sexuality as well. And so he's looking for a woman who can do that. So in other words, if you have a ton of shame, if you have a lot of trauma, things like that really prevent you from being able to connect in that way, that's going to be a challenge for a man who has healed those things for himself. Now, if he hasn't healed those things for himself, he may actually be attracted to that dysfunction, and that's not a good thing. That is a form of trauma bonding, which is bonding with somebody because you share a mutual trauma. You definitely don't want to end up there. But a quality man is going to be looking for a woman who's done the work, who's been able to remove the shame, who is perfectly happy and capable of engaging with him in a mutually beneficial sexual, physical relationship. All right, number 7. Okay, look. I am a certified sexologist, so you know that I love to talk about sex. And number 7 is she loves to give blowjobs. I had to put it on the list because it's true. Men absolutely love to receive blowjobs, and so, quality men are definitely looking for a woman who's okay with that, who does at least like to give them from time to time. Doesn't mean it has to be all the time. And again, I agree. He should be reciprocating, for sure. But just know that is actually something that men really do love and they really do appreciate. And it's something that, a well-rounded quality man who's also giving in all these similar ways would very much appreciate and look for in a woman. Number 8, he is looking for a woman who is intelligent. So, obviously I talked about looks and I talked about other things and I talked about sex and all of that. But a quality man doesn't just want a woman who's beautiful and good in bed, because that only lasts for so long. He's also looking for a woman who is intelligent. And again, a quality man would himself also have at least a certain level of intelligence. Now, that doesn't mean that he has to hold some highly intellectual job. He doesn't have to be a scientist or a mathematician or a computer engineer or anything like that. He can hold any job. It doesn't really matter what he does for a living, but he needs to have a certain level of intelligence. Like he can read current events and understand the complex dynamics that are happening there, right? Things like that. And so he's also going to be looking for a woman who he can have those types of conversations with, where you could talk about current events. You could talk about even politics per se, or you could talk about the latest scientific discoveries. You don't have to have a huge, level of depth there, but he is looking for somebody that can keep up with him intellectually. And honestly, any man who says that that's not the case, like he doesn't want a woman who can keep up with him intellectually, is just in fear. Right. He has self-worth issues. He's afraid that, if she's too smart, she's going to be better than him. But a quality man wants a woman who can keep up with him intellectually. Number 9, quality man is looking for a woman who's capable of taking care of herself, but loves it when he gets to take care of her. So, this is one of those things where, yes, we understand, ladies, you are perfectly capable. In today's world, you don't really need us, but it should be that you want us. So it's great when you allow us to do things for you, even though you are perfectly capable of doing them yourself. So that is something that a quality man is looking for. He knows that you're capable of taking care of yourself, but he likes it when you let him take care of you. All right, just a couple more left here. Number 10, he is looking for a woman who enjoys the feminine arts. Now, of course, the feminine arts could be things, revolving around sex and lovemaking, but they don't have to be. There's the feminine art of being the muse, which is, amazing. Having a good woman by your side who inspires you to be the best that you can be is a truly amazing thing to have in your life. Feminine arts could be, mastering the art of being able to be in your feminine energy when it's appropriate, and then switch to your masculine, and then switch back to your feminine. All of those things are considered feminine arts, and there's a lot more of them. But, if you're a woman and you like being a woman, you should want to master what it means to be a woman, just like a man should master what it means to really be a man. Number 11, he is looking for a partner who supports his dreams and goals. That is a really big one. He definitely wants somebody that supports his dreams and goals. All right, and lastly, number 12, a quality man is looking for a partner, a woman who will work collaboratively with him to create a future together. He doesn't want to feel like he is constantly competing against you and like you're on two separate teams somehow trying to figure it out. He is looking for a woman who is collaborative and working together to co-create the best relationship and life together that you possibly can.